First things first, this happened back in 2015, and I don't care about the journalists that did this or about the Turkish opposition media that did this shit. It is honestly a pathetic and stupid story, and I'm not gonna drag this on for too long either. The only thing I wish to add here is obviously leave this man alone. I wish him the best for his career. So back in 2015, there was this Spiegel Online correspondent, Kazim. Spiegel Online is one of the largest and most reputable German news agencies in Germany, and correspondent is some whack way to say that someone works as a journalist for someone. Initially, I had no idea who this dude is, but I saw someone talking with him on Facebook and making a Facebook post about it. So I googled his articles back in 2015 and noticed that some of the whack nonsense I read was in fact from him. To give you an idea about what he wrote back then, of course, there's this famous battle against the Kurds, the bloody election victory back in 2015, because of course it has to be bloody, or how it is Turkey that doesn't want to talk with the West. Guys, the West did nothing wrong in the last 10 years, it is Turkey that has issues. I'm making it more dramatic than it has to be. The articles are fine. I didn't and still don't like them since they're more over the top than necessary, but it is whatever. This type of narrative is quite common in German media outlets because it generates more reactions from angry Turks, and that's good for the algorithm. Anyways, so back then he was in Turkey, I believe, and I didn't like his articles. I saw how someone else got to talk to him by provoking him on Facebook through DMs, and I genuinely wanted to talk with him about why he's making biased articles. So I thought to myself, hey, I think this dude is full of shit and I want to talk to him. I want to cause a reaction from him and get him to talk to me that way. Of course, this was a genius plan destined to fail, and I went and asked him on Facebook through DMs, hey Hasnain, are you really Turkish? Your name doesn't sound Turkish. Anyways, your articles show how little you know about Turkey. Now, what could potentially be a fair reaction to this salty and buttered comment be? You could respond with lol or what or question mark or not react to it at all. Could just ask what my problem was or shrug your shoulders and move on with life. But Hassan, my man, had bigger plans. He wanted to do justice. And remember, this dude published articles in the way of, look guys, it's very concerning what is going on in Turkey. So he did what any honorable man would do and went to a Turkish opposition media that was as much full of shit as I thought Hassan was back then in 2015, and with full courage he cried about how I threatened his life by asking whether or not he knew Turkish. Can you imagine the horrors this man had to go through because I asked him whether or not he knows Turkish? I know the apology comes really late, but I'm genuinely sorry, my man. I only realized now how brutal and dehumanizing my question was. I'm sorry. Anyways, so odaTV used this opportunity to publish my direct and private message to Hasnain with my full name under the article titled "The Spiegel Reporter Threatened." Alongside of it were comments like, your mom, F off from Turkey, we don't want you here, people like you will burn in hell, and many more comments from similar salty and buttered people just like me. Was the comment I wrote right? No, it was just stupid. The other comments are obviously worse and out of place. You have no right to write such nonsense to anyone, but I find it funny how a German journalist used the opportunity of such a meaningless comment such as mine in order to make propaganda against the Turkish government through a Turkish opposition media that doesn't even have much of a name in Turkey. This article in itself with my comment on it is so bizarre I didn't even know how to react to it, and I still don't know how I'm supposed to feel, think or react to it. Like dude, what are you trying to achieve? Who sees my comment and thinks, oh man, WTF? Like what the heck, man? Now, the article itself was not published by him but by Süheyla Kaplan. Personally, I don't know how they know each other, and personally, I couldn't care less. I assume they're colleagues and friends, they're both from Hamburg, so there is a connection. Now back then I thought Hasnain, my man, may not be a terror supporter, but too left-leaning, and guess what? Süheyla Kaplan is or was under the suspicion of making PKK propaganda. Is it valid that she's doing that? I have no idea and I have no intention to get myself into this rabbit hole. But, and that's the point, you see from this example how much bullcrap is actually happening, especially from these concerned voices. It is laughable how concerned certain German journalists are about Turkey while doing their own propaganda at the same time, not only in Germany but also in Turkey. Do I think I was wrong back then writing that nonsense? Yes. Do I deserve my name to get dragged through the mud by a lie of me threatening him for his biased articles? No. Do I think they have some validity with their articles? Yes. Do I think they are doing justice to their job by taking their responsibility serious in regards to being as close to the truth as possible? No. This is just one example, and mind you, Hasnain as well as Süheyla are established journalists in Germany.